Alright, what's up, y'all? So today I want to talk about some of my biggest time wasters. Now, you may find that this is also a time waster for you. I just kind of want to put the focus on me, take accountability. You know what I'm saying? It's very easy to give people the perception that I am on this high horse, I put myself on a pedestal, and I look down on all of you to tell you where you're going wrong. And nothing could be further from the truth. So, I kind of want to go in order, but no particular order. Fuck it. So the first thing is obviously television. With the access of Hulu and Netflix and Disney Plus, no commercials, man. Especially for somebody like myself who doesn't really watch too much TV these days, it's very easy to get caught up in the binge fest. And I've gotten caught up in a binge fest many times, even before Netflix and Hulu. Could take up your whole day. The interesting thing about watching television is that you never really feel bad about how much you were watching television until you stop. That's just one thing that I picked up. There's probably some science to back that up, maybe because your mind goes to this alpha state, wants you to focus, wants you to be engaged as you're watching television. That's just assuming like you don't have kids running around or whatever. If you are able to direct your focus directly to the screen, uh-oh. You know what I'm saying? Even for those of us who don't fall into that category, um, you can spend all day watching television. Now, what does that give you? You know what I'm saying? And and let me just go ahead and say this right now. Obviously, if you don't watch TV all day, then no, it's probably not gonna be that bad for you. All right. If you want to watch 30 minutes a day or something like that, it's not gonna affect you like it affects binge watchers, man. You know, especially if like you hate your life, if you're not as successful as you want to be, then that time can be allocated towards something else. I'm not telling you anything you don't know. So the next thing is hanging around the wrong crowd. You know what I'm saying? Pretty much speaks for itself. You want to go up, and you dealing with people who are content with their lives, or they just lost, and they just that's just the lifestyle that they conceded to. You know what I'm saying? Drinking and smoking all the time, doing other drugs. Ain't really talking about nothing, just shooting the shit. There's always a time and place for that, but when that becomes the norm, it could and will take away from where you could be, what you could have going for yourself. You know what I'm saying? So if you ever find yourself alone and just thinking about how miserable your life is and how you want things to be better, it may have something to do with the next thing that I'm gonna talk about, but also the people that you hang around. You know what I'm saying? And so the next thing is substance abuse. All right. I look. You can do whatever you want. I ain't gonna call you out for having a drink. I won't call you out for being drunk. I won't call you out for being high. But when you do it too much, it really not only does it take away from your time, it also kind of puts sets you up to be a little bit imbalanced. And what do I mean? So you may be drinking, that may mess up your sleeping pattern, or smoking might mess up your sleeping pattern. It may mess up your eating pattern. You know what I'm saying? When you aren't smoking, you know. So I didn't want to take the time because I am sober now. I'm leaving I'm leading a sober lifestyle. This is not me wanting to roll it out all of a sudden. I've always known this, and I was just hard headed. You know what I'm saying? I messed up my sleep pattern. I messed up my pockets. I ruined messed up my time, my energy, all of these things. It was getting in the way. All right. So for some of you, you may still be productive in spite of, but are you productive in spite of? Is it helping you? Tell me. But again, it all goes down, it all goes back to the fact that it's substance abuse. All right. Abusing, not using. All right. I wasn't responsible enough with my usage, and that led me to some, some really dark days that I'm still working myself out of, as well as the amount of time I spent doing that, the amount of money I put into it. It was wasteful. I got no return on my investment. All right, so the next thing is seeking approval. All right, you can try to do everything in your power to be as strong, as smart, intellectual, rich, whatever it is, there will always be someone who just does not like you, who will not validate you, who won't approve of you. Sometimes it's the person who gave birth to you. Sometimes it's a sibling. Sometimes it's your friend. I'm doing quotations if you cannot see me. Sometimes it's your friends, man. Like, and I think you really got to accept that. The moment that you accept that, a couple things happen. You start to realize who your true folks are, who your true allies are. Also, you just really stop caring and you just start putting yourself out there. Start doing the things that you really wanted to do, because no matter what you do, there's always going to be somebody who doesn't approve. All right? So if you live in a life where you feel like you're getting approval from everybody, you're probably not living the life for you. You're probably the unhappy one. You're probably the one who doesn't approve. So, that's everything I'm saying in this video. It's just a reminder. I ain't telling you anything new for real. Maybe I am. Maybe I'm speaking to something you never really thought about. But I'm going to keep going with it. So the next thing is pursuing romantic relationships when your foundation is off. Now, this may be more so for the men, because women, y'all can come up much easier than it is, for a man, for example. Like, if I wanted to sell my body, I would have a tough time, and most of my buyers would probably be men. All right, and you got women, they can make some money or OnlyFans. I'm jealous. I ain't hating on it, but I am jealous. I wish I could just upload some nude pics and just get paid. You know what I'm saying? Power to them. But the fact of the matter is, as guys more so, it's best to build a type of foundation first. All right. That doesn't mean you can't, have friends along the way. But the fact of the matter is, once your focus starts going towards, pursuing women or a particular woman, when you're shit not in order, no car, no money, no job, and things like that, it's only a matter of time before that fails. So, and this is spoken from experience, man. Trust me, you'll be much better off if you just put all the time into your purpose. Before you know it, you have that car, you have that place to stay, the money, whatever it is, man. Just keep working on yourself, man. I know it gets lonely, but it pays off. You know what I'm saying? And maybe you can learn to love it when you redirect your focus. You fix your perspective. You say, well, for now, all my attention need to be right here. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you don't have a child yet. Even if you do, if things aren't going the way you want it to, you don't have the right type of foundation, then it's best to put off pursuing romantic relationships, because it's only a matter of time. Even if the woman is feeling you, she might even pay for you or something like that. It's only a matter of time before the conversation becomes like, are you ever going to do something with your life? And you so caught up. I mean, maybe guys aren't like this, but I'm pretty sure quite a few are. When you just get so caught up in the goddamn relationship, trying to say all the right things and being available all the goddamn time, you're getting away from your purpose, man. And these days, man, they just go by faster and faster. One thing that I was thinking earlier today, I was because I was watching the Hidden Gems, not Hidden Gems, Uncut Gems, the Adam Sandler movie, and it was supposed to take place in 2010. Now the movie came out this year, but it supposedly took place in 2010. And I know the math has got to be wrong, but it had me thinking, because Trinidad James was in the video, and he had this song called Gold, or Gold or whatever. And I was like, that was 10 years ago? Now, I don't know. I mean, I thought it may have been 2011, 2012, but it just had me thinking, like, if you want to know how fast time goes by, look at some of the hits from 2010. I haven't looked it up, but man, just thinking about that, man, time is going by really fast. And so it's only a matter of time before everything becomes, normal. I mean, kind of broken into. And, she want to do things. Maybe she's funding you. Maybe she don't really have enough to do too much, on her own, but she got some things going for her. Then you got all these men hollering at her because she looking good. They can take care of her better than you can. And then you get insecure. Maybe you should feel insecure when you can't really take care of a woman you're trying to pursue. You get insecure, that turns into a lot of things, jealousy. You don't want nobody looking at her. It just becomes very toxic very fast. So it's just much better to get some things in order first, man. Until then, hey, make a lot of women friends. Keep it like that, man. Just build. Um, and so the final thing, which I mean, I spoke out against many times, is social media use. Now, I mean, I've definitely cut down on my social media use, but the fact of the matter is, I've been on Facebook, for example, since 2009. I didn't get much of a return on my investment. Never really went viral. It doesn't matter how hard hitting some people may think it is. It just never really worked for me. Now, I know what some of you may be thinking. Social media made a lot of millionaires and all this and that. That's true. Now, if you can find a way to make that work for you, by all means, please do. I've gotten some good out of social media, but by and large, I was a consumer. I was the product being sold. Most of us are the products being sold. Okay, it's and I'm not just making this up. One guy who used to work for Facebook, I think he was like vice president. He was at the top. I can't remember his name, but they teamed up with people who run casinos to try to make Facebook as addictive as possible. All right, that's why you have a free platform with billions of dollars being made from it. You know what I'm saying? That's so it's no. I mean, look how easy this is. I mean, look how addictive this can be. You just scroll and scroll and scroll. You know, constantly feeding yourself all types of information. Some good, some bad, some horrendous, some wasteful. All right, and you just get addicted to constantly checking the notifications, man. You really do. And it brings out a lot of other problems, like I spoke of before. The reason why I cut back on my use is the anxiety factor, the comparison, comparing yourself to other people, following the trends, feeling very anxious over saying something kind of racy or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Especially at these times, man, people just blocking each other back and forth, arguing all the time. You don't want to feel embarrassed. You know what I'm saying? Just taking up a bunch of time. And I remember, and I've look, as recent as this year, I fell into that trap too. But I just remember like being in a relationship with somebody who just had to debate. You know what I'm saying? Just had to keep debating with people on Facebook, and it was just when I say debate, I mean arguing. You're wrong. No, you're wrong. You're just a waste of time. Put it out there. Be gone. You know what I'm saying? So social media is definitely a big time waster. Social media is like television, really. Where you don't really know what you're gonna get yourself into until you get it. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, how can you better invest your time? You kind of treat it like money, except for it's a greater currency than money. Because as far as I'm concerned, we ain't gonna get it back. We might come back, we might reincarnate, but I don't know. Somebody tell me. Somebody prove to me that we gonna come back. But even still, I'm gonna live like we should live like we're not gonna come back, and live it up. Because notice how all six of these things actually get in the way of joy as well. True joy. You know what I'm saying? Television, hanging around the wrong crowd, abusing substances, seeking approval, pursuing relationships when your foundation isn't right. And social media use. There are better things that we could be doing, more fulfilling things. And, we have to be serious about how we spend our time. Because, again, time's going by so fast. I'm still trying to figure out ways to wake up earlier just so I can kind of steal a little bit of time to do some things for myself before I got to go pick up my daughter and do some other things. You know how harder the day gets as it goes on. And then, it gets to a certain point where it just, which, I mean, shit, that's all day, really. So I'm trying to figure out ways to wake up earlier, get things done faster, and then when it gets toward the end of the day, I'm not I'm not feeling like, damn, what, another day wasted. I want to feel like I made some type of progress. So it's definitely a work in progress, and I hope that you all, take this time to work towards a better future because it's serious business. All right, like, share, subscribe, comment only if you love me.